And, we're in a time of history that our stress is unbelievable. I mean, we are in a very bad crisis. When we look up the definition of stress, this is interesting. It's a feeling of emotional and physical tension. Surprise! And we have so much tension right now, and it comes from an event or thought that makes you feel frustrated, angry, or nervous. Who isn't frustrated, angry, or nervous right now? Everyone on this planet. You go into Walmart and you're walking through the aisles and everyone's 6 feet away, they're running, and God forbid you have to cough. It's a crazy time we're living in right now, and this creates a crisis. And when we look up crisis, this is really cool. You got to listen to this. A time of intense difficulty, trouble, or danger. When a difficulty or important decision must be made. So we have to make decisions on our economy, on our health, on our family, what we're going to do, where we're going to shop. All these decisions are going to affect us to either grow and get stronger or weak, and they're going to affect our health. The turning point of a disease, it's under the definition of crisis, when an important change takes place, indicating either recovery or death. And today we're going to talk about immunity. And if we don't have a strong immunity, then are we going to recover from this? Are we going to recover financially? Are we going to recover our immune system from if we get hit, or are we going to die? Unfortunately, we see people dying from this, and our goal today is to help raise immunity. This gives us a very powerful opportunity right now. All of us, we have an opportune time to say, you know what? It is what it is. But we can strengthen our immune system. We don't have to lay low and just hide. Stay away, do your social distancing if you want, but let's get healthy. So when we look at germs and viruses, because this is a virus that everyone's freaking out about. When you look over the history of viruses and sickness, they've been around us the whole time. I mean, this is nothing new. This is big, nothing new. They're all around us. Viruses are the most abundant biological entity on the planet Earth. And just listen to this, just 1 liter of seawater contains 100 billion viruses. I don't know, you probably knew that. I didn't know that.
I didn't.
100 billion. Every time you jump in the ocean, why aren't we getting sick then? I mean, they're going up your nose, you're swallowing some of them, they're going in your eyes. Why aren't we being, our skin sucking them in? Why doesn't this affect us? Not only viruses and bacteria are abundant, they also are the smallest element on Earth. When we humans find a way to kill them or vaccinate against them, they morph, they change, they get stronger, they mutate. And we see this happening in our environment. They're going to change. Look at the flu virus. Every year they come out with, hey, we got a new flu vaccine. We're not sure if it's going to work. Why? Because the vaccine, the virus keeps mutating. We keep changing. So we can go that way, and that scares me. I'm sure it scares you to just keep trying to attack this with another drug or vaccine. Or should we try to adapt, improvise, and overcome the challenge by getting our innate, our internal immune system strong that God created? That's what we see as a viable source. So
because the next one will always come.
It's always going to come.
It's not going to stop.
It's going to be next, maybe this fall. It will be next spring, next fall. It'll be another flu virus, and then what? So, and when you look at it, if Daunette and I are in the same room and there's a virus or somebody sneezes, one of us may get sick and one of us doesn't. Well, how does that happen? You see it with your kids or your family or family members. One always gets sick and one doesn't. That's the immune system, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Stress will only weaken our immune system, and this is even with thoughts, words, and emotions. How much, if you follow the media, and I'm very careful of what I listen to, because I am not,
very rarely have it on.
It's poison. I am not going to let somebody poison my mind from a voice just yapping in. No way, because my mind will then create, it will affect my body. It will affect my outcome and my day. It ruins your day.
And I'm going to go even further than just the media. All negative outside activity, movies, music, the negativity that's on the TV day in and day out. It's all negative energy that will affect you internally.
And some of it's so subtle, you've been around it so much, you don't know it's there, but it's in your subconscious, and it just comes out. I'll hear patients say that all the time, and I pick my radars up. They're like, man, doc, I'm never going to get well. I'm like, whoa. I can't help you then. You've got to stop that. We got to start looking. And just like we talk about today, this is not going to be a boost to your immune system. A boost is that, okay, I'm going to be better today. Don't be negative. That's not going to work.
And that's just a temporary fix.
Temporary.
We don't want to boost. We want to build.
We want to
build immunity, build strength.
And that's the same with our words. If you just say, okay, today I'm going to memorize a scripture verse and I'm going to be happy, it's going to fall. You're going to fall flat on your face.
Right, and that's simple physics. Words have energy. Words, literally, sound has energy. So you got to be careful what you speak and what you let come out of your mouth.
Boy, we can keep going with this.
This is a different topic.
It gets into your heart, and what's in your heart becomes you. This is biblical. So be real careful about what you're listening to, the words, thoughts, emotions, and today we're going to talk about behavior. So we could talk about that another, the thoughts another time. The more we fear, the more vulnerable we become, and you'll see that with people, your friends. They're always, oh God, they're always sick. They're miserable. We've got to overcome that. So today we're going to talk about healthy habits and habits that create a strong immune system, not just boost your immune system.
Can we just say one more thing before we start that? When we're talking about fear, your body doesn't know if it's running from a bear or an armed robber, or if you're afraid of a virus, that when you go into Walmart, you may get sick. So that stress is all doing the same damage to your body. Your body shuts off systems that it sees as less important, shunts blood to your muscles to run faster in that fight or flight instance. Your pupils are dilated so you can see better at night to get away. And then your digestion is shut off. Your digestion's not getting all of the energy that it needs. So now your immune system, most of it is located in your gut. And we're constantly under stress, and that cortisol level is shutting down the really important things we need for our immunity. Yeah. You got to get some peace. You got to find a way, whether if you're a praying person, through prayer and meditation on God's word, whatever it is that you need to do to find that inner peace. That's got to come first.
Yeah, and if you begin habits of reading, hanging around positive people, not negative people, speaking it, writing it, it starts to become your behavior. And that's what we're going to talk about, just what's lifestyle changes. If you allow this to soak into your body and become behavior, it becomes strong. And it's going to rebuild and build an entirely new system that you have inside. If it's just a short fix of, hey, I'm going to do something over the next month, and come May and June, I'm done with it, don't even do it. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your money. Just hide out in your home and pray that you survive.
Until the fall.
Until the fall.
It's just cold and flu.
So let's jump into this. Let's talk. Right. Daunette, why don't you talk a little bit nutrition? And we're going to talk 4 things today. First 2 are nutrition and supplements. We're going to talk foundational things.
Well, the first thing I'm going to say is what nobody wants to hear. You got to stop eating the processed junk. It's not food. Your body doesn't recognize it as food. You don't get any nutrients from it. Your body only recognizes things that grow on the earth, run on the earth, right? Fly on the earth, things that God made as food. So when we're putting that box macaroni and cheese into our bodies, we're not getting any nutrition from it. And that's where we begin to build health, with our food. So here's what everyone says to me. I don't like vegetables. I don't want to eat vegetables. And the short answer to that is get over it. Tough. I have to say, just you have to eat fruits and vegetables. If your diet consists of breads and pastas, you're not building health. You are building disease. And I didn't know that. I was the mom feeding my kids the healthy wheat bread and the healthy brown rice and the brown pasta. And you're doing your family a disservice by doing that.
So let's just, like, one thing. So let's say I go home, I have a box of macaroni and cheese and a stick of bread with some butter on it. It goes into my stomach. I feel full. I feel good. Mm-hmm. Why is that so damaging? How does that affect my immune system?
So first of all, you're going to read on the bag that there are vitamins and minerals in there.
Right. And it looks nutritious. That
bread was stripped out of everything good that was in it, processed, and then man-made vitamins and nutrients were put back in. So you're not absorbing anything that would be a vitamin or mineral from the earth, from the soil.
And because it's not food, it's not a real true food source, it goes into my body. Now my body doesn't really recognize it, so does it have to extract nutrients and
Tries.
vitamins from other areas to try to make this system work?
And they're all man-made.
They're all
processed vitamins and nutrients. There's a difference between man-made nutrients and God-made nutrients. So we can make vitamin C all we want, but something in a cherry or in camu, they're always going to be better for you. Those kind of vitamins and nutrients are always going to be better.
And because it doesn't have the nutrients, it's stressful on our body
Yes,
because
very stressful.
the body has to create its own, I guess, life out of this to try to help our body run.
And your body's working double time to digest it because it should be able to be easily digested. The foods we're intended to eat digest more easily than processed foods. So you're really just passing them out. And we can get into another whole talk on digestion and what happens in the standard American diet and how people's insides are.
So if I were to say, like, if I ate processed food, is it similar to eating, and maybe this is extreme, like a piece of paper that I put in my body, and it's substance, but it doesn't have real nutrients. Obviously, food has some nutrients in it, but it can't use it much, and it's
not
very
extreme.
weak.
I say all the time with my clients that my grandson, he can eat dirt. He can literally eat it, but it doesn't make it food. It doesn't make it good for his body. It doesn't make him build health.
So when you're constantly doing that, your immune system is being taxed.
Absolutely.
You're getting weaker and weaker.
Mm-hmm.
And this, I mean, I could go out and have a fast food dinner tonight. Besides being sick immediately, I could do it. I'm not going to die from that, and I'm not going to get a virus, or I'm going to be sick tomorrow. Besides maybe an upset stomach, but it's the accumulation, day after day, week after week, year after year, that keep destroying our immunity.
Yes, it's a slow fade.
And that's kind of where we're at right now as a nation, is we're so weak, we're not going to fix this overnight. But the first thing Daunette said, processed foods, cut them. Right. And we'll hear, but I'm busy. It's hard to get to the store. It's like, tough. Pack your lunch like I do.
I'm a busy mom too. Bring nuts to your work. Pack some peppers. Dr. Tressler has a bag of peppers and carrots sitting right there. A piece of celery with peanut butter in it. And if you have kids, sprinkle some raisins on top. That will fill anyone up. It really is simple to do, but you have to be prepared. You have to wash and clean the things that you purchase so that you have them ready for the week. It's not an easy thing to just reach in the refrigerator and wash everything all at one time. So being prepared and being on top of your game, especially if you're a mom or a dad taking care of other people in your house. Look, what do you have here?
So here's Ziplocs are a great sort, or Tupperware, some kind of plasticware, glassware. Just put it in, bring it to work. So here's some dates, and we eat dates, and you take the seed out. We'll put almond butter, organic peanut butter, almond butter or cashew butter is better. When you put it in there, it's very sweet. Mm-hmm. It's unbelievable.
And you're building health. That snack or that lunch is building health.
And
a smoothie shake.
I didn't have to stop somewhere. I just threw them in a bag, zipped it. But I took 5 minutes at home instead of stopping at 5 minutes in a fast food line. And
you're going to change your financial life as well.
Yeah.
When you start to stop it, when you begin, decreasing what you eat out. So, but the vegetables you really can get in a shake. You really can get in, if you'll do a smoothie in the morning, if you'll do some kind of green drink, you can get an apple in there. We suggest a lemon, a half a lemon every day to boost immunity. It's a simple, gentle, right? It's a gentle detox for your liver every single day of your life. Your liver is the filter of your body. So that's processing all the pathogens that come in. So let's give our livers a boost. Put the liver in the blender. Put your lemon.
You can do that with cow liver. My organic cow liver.
That's another topic.
I've never done that. I've been pretty extreme, but I've never done that one.
So put the lemon in your smoothie. Throw in an apple, an organic apple. There's a list of fruits and vegetables that need to be organic, and apple is one of them. So throw that in your smoothie and add anything green. And I'll tell you what, my kids won't drink the smoothies unless they're a little sweeter. So I put a whole dropper filled with stevia in there, and they drink it all. There's no argument. So,
that's why I always tell my kids, toughen up. I said, do you want results, or do you want to live happy and you like all the taste? pinch your nose and chug it. So my kids, I've done this all my life. My kids, they're in their 20s, some are in their 20s now. They're actually doing them, and they're actually doing more than what I did. So it starts to become behavior. Habits form behavior, and behavior forms long-lasting
Yes,
results.
and we didn't get where we are just starting this a month ago. So we've been doing this for years. So when you look at us and you think it seems easy, it wasn't easy in the beginning. It's a change. Anything you change, it takes a little bit of work. So my biggest tip for the vegetables and the fruits will be come home from the store, clean it all, bag it, put it in the refrigerator where it's easy for you to grab, and be prepared for that. And meal planning is essential when you're trying to build health. Know for 3 or 4 days what you're going to cook. If you don't know that, it's easy to just reach in and grab anything and
yeah. See, I don't. My wife and kids do that. I don't. I grab a can of sardines.
Yes, but not everybody's going to do it like you. But I agree with you. That's how I am too.
Yeah.
You know,
but you have to have healthy choices.
Yeah,
If you
have
don't do that,
choices.
you're gonna just destroy.
I'm
it.
good with nuts and like you said,
I have that
can
one
of
bag.
sardines, some vegetables, right?
So all right, so that's a first practical step, and we're gonna jump into some basic supplements.
Can we add water in there?
Yeah,
I mean, I know it seems like a no-brainer, but really, truly, get 8 ounces of water into you every hour throughout the day. You can't eliminate toxins, whether that's a bacteria, a virus, or a chemical that you breathed in or you ate or drank. You can't get them out of your body without water to help flush that out. So probably the most important thing.
And if those things, if you lack that, you can't build that in with a vitamin.
No.
We're going to talk about a few supplements, but you can't rebuild it with a vitamin or just a smoothie. Oh, I drink my green smoothie so I don't have to eat any vegetables. That does not take the place. It is a supplement.
Well, I think lots of people do that, and that's why so many people fail.
Right.
When you look at the health of the United States, we're failing.
Yeah. Destructive.
So,
all right. So remember that this week, start adding more fruits and vegetables. Clean them, get prepared, have them ready, put in a Ziploc, and get your water ready. Put lemon in it. Boom. Just those two things. That is a start. All right, so vitamins. We are this world right now. Take this vitamin, take this, don't do this. Don't take this if you have, it gets crazy, so I think a lot of it's just like, I'm not doing anything.
Then people ignore it.
Yeah, so there's some foundational things we have taken for a long time to build a strong immunity, that if you're not doing these things, you can start to add them in. And this is for the family. This isn't just for if you're 50 and over or if you're working. This is for every child. So what do you think is best?
Well, first I would start with vitamin C. So most people are not eating enough vitamin C. Add citrus fruit in. It always is best if it comes from a fruit or vegetable first. And then go ahead and purchase vitamin C. Now, Dr. Tressler's vitamin C that he uses here in the office is all food-based. So if you can find one of those, that's the best option. After that, pick one up and take what the directions say. If you're working with a practitioner, if you're working with your chiropractor or your health professional, they can advise you on what to do if you have extenuating circumstances, but for just a regular person, just follow the directions on the bottle. But his is a really good vitamin C here.
And vitamin C has been a long lasting. This isn't something just came up in the research this week. This has been
it's not new. Linus Pauling was talking about this decades, if not a century ago. And it's something that we don't have to worry too much about because it will come out in your urine. That's not something that stores in your tissue that you have to worry that if you took a little bit too much, not that I want you to take too much, it's water soluble. It passes out in the urine.
So vitamin C.
Mm-hmm.
What next?
Vitamin D. Probably we should have said vitamin D first.
Vitamin D.
Yeah. So you want to talk a little bit about?
Well, I'll when I hit my exercise thing, I'll talk a little bit about the sunshine. But
then I'm going to say vitamin D. Your immune system works with vitamin D3, not vitamin D2. They're completely different, and you can pick it up just about anywhere. Most of the vitamin D3 supplements on the market, you take them with a fat. So when you eat your lunch or when you eat your dinner, that's a good time to add the vitamin D3 in.
Or your sardines. Or you had sardines.
only Dr. Tressler.
A small percentage.
Yeah. So you don't want me to go into the sunshine part. You're going to do that when you
I'll hit a
exercise.
little bit. We can
Okay, so that's a great supplement. In our family, we take a silver supplement daily. You can purchase that. Dr. Tressler also has that here in the office, and take it according to the directions on the bottle. There's many different. There's nose sprays. There's gels for if you get cut or hurt. But we're talking about the liquids silver.
Yeah, it's all over. I mean, it's been one of our best sellers for years, and I don't necessarily even have to promote it. People try it through a crisis, through a season, and they realize, wow, they fought off, they ward off their sickness or flus better than they have. So the next season, they get on it again, and then they keep it in their house. So it's something that just sells itself. And when you see that, when I saw that happening with silver, I mean, we've done this for maybe 20 years, it just keeps going. Then you know it works. We're not making this stuff up.
It's a great supplement.
What else?
In my house, we also take echinacea all throughout the year. And again, that's just a supplement that you can pick up. Do you have echinacea here?
We don't have it. No.
So
we can get it,
you can take that based on, again, what the bottle says. But it's good. People call it an immune booster. Use it all the time, and then your immune system will be helped all year long, not just when you think you're in a crisis. Because the most important thing to remember is you don't know when a crisis is coming. Right. So you can't boost the week before and then the crisis hits. So you need to be prepared. Your terrain, your whole body and your gut needs to be prepared when the crisis hits.
Right. It's similar to like being physically in shape. If I still play rugby, and I just don't decide, you know what, I'm going to play rugby tomorrow. I prepare all season long. I never take a week off. I keep my game going, so when the game time comes, I've been training this way for weeks, months, and years. It's nothing new to me. I can take a hit, I can hit people, and it's still full out rugby because I prepared my body to do that. And if you don't prepare your gut and your body and your immune system with healthy habits, when it hits, you're gonna be knocked flat on your back. And we're seeing this right now, struggling to live through this crisis. So what about omega?
Real important. You
Were you
need to have that.
Else?
No. Well, we can go to
the
that.
gut.
That's great for your brain health. Healthy fats support your brain. But I will say, regarding the brain, we were talking about your mental state and your anxiousness. Healing your gut and being healthy in the gut, your neurotransmitters, most of them are made in your gut. So to have a healthy brain, to be able to have the proper serotonin levels and to find that less anxious state, you really do need to pay attention to your gut.
Yeah. You know what I read, I'm sure you know this too, the omega, they did a study with omega-3, and one study showed an increase in your phagocytic activity, the phagocytes. The phagocytes are your immune cells that are like Pac-Man, eating the bacteria and the viruses. That was pretty cool. Because I didn't know. I always knew brain health, cardiovascular health, blood. Not that. I'm like, wow. So we need to raise this. So anything else? We'll jump into.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll hit a couple of things on exercise and sympathetic stress. What Daunette was talking about with the when you're under stress, the fight-flight system, how that affects you. So one thing is exercise. I mean, this we hear, go out and exercise, boost your immune system. And right now, I don't think there's been as many people on the trails walking and riding than I've ever seen in my life. We have it right behind our office. We just see people walking all day. And when we get sunshine in Pittsburgh, which is maybe a day or two a week, get outside. You're going to get more vitamin D, and it's all natural. You don't have to pay for it, and your skin absorbs it. So get some sunlight on your skin when you get out there, and go for a walk. So they did their studies that date back as early as the early 1900s, and found that exercise boosts your immune cell count and function. So you have immune cells. And you have a bunch of different immune cells, and when we support them through good nutrition, through good lifestyle, good thought, activity, we have
Chiropractic Care.
Chiropractic, I'm going to cover that next. An abundance of like an army inside our body of immune cells, and they're just waiting, for an invader. When that invader comes in, the body recognizes, tells the brain, attack. It goes and attacks, it kills it. So that's why, you hear, oh, somebody has the flu and they're in my office, but I never got sick, because your immune cells found them, killed him before it ever became a symptom. Listen to this. This is pretty cool. Regular, moderate to vigorous, intense aerobic exercise, less than an hour. So, and I say that moderate to intensive. So not go for a real slow walk. That's okay. That's more mental, I think, than physical. But you go out, you run, you do sprints, you push yourself. Less than an hour. You don't need to be out there working for an hour or two. If you do, and you're doing intensive workout for an hour or so, you're actually taxing your body. You're going to destroy your body unless you're an athlete, a high intense athlete, and you have to train for that. Don't do it. But so less than an hour, activity of enhanced recirculation of immunoglobulins, anti-inflammatory cytokines, neutrophils, your NK cells, that's your natural killer cells, cytotoxic T cells, immature B cells. They all are your immune system. Get stimulated, get built, get strong when you do exercise. So it's not something, again, let's just exercise until the summer. Get in a habit now and learn how to do intensive exercise just start with 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And an easy way to do it is get warmed up, go for a 2-3 minute walk, and go for, as fast as you can, walk, jog, sprint, whatever shape you're in, for about 10 to 20 seconds. Doesn't have to be for just 10 to a burst, and then walk for a minute and do another one. Start with 3 or 4, work your way up to 7 to 10. Something I did this morning, I worked out and I did sprints, and then boom, I'm done. So when I do that, one, like you said, I don't like eating vegetables. People always say, Dr. Tressler, you like working out. I really don't like working out. I like how I feel. I like running around with 20-year-olds in rugby and still being able to make moves and saying, I can still do this at 54 years old. I like being able to throw a bale of hay to my animals and not get hurt and play with my kids in the backyard. I love that feeling. But to work out, it's not so much fun. But when you see the results and you see that, you know what, I feel strong. And I feel I'm not in fear when these viruses come and people, oh, there's a flu virus around. I'm like, so what? I've built my immune system. I'm going to do everything I can to defend, but I've already built a defense inside me.
Right, and that doesn't mean that Dr. Tressler will never get sick, or it doesn't mean that I will never get sick. That is good.
Never.
You're never getting sick?
No, I'm saying we can never say we're going to get sick.
No one can say never. And our hearts break for those who have been dealing with this particular virus or who have lost loved ones. So we're not trying to trivialize in any way the severity of people that are living through this. But these are ways that are tried and true for you to fight better and fight harder, which is what we should all want to do. I do have a question. So what about someone who can't go sprint or can't go like that? Do you have any suggestions for someone with knee problems or an older person?
Find a way to do it. You could be in a wheelchair and you can do arm exercises. You can be in a wheelchair and put a pull-up bar and do pull-ups. You can do something with your arms, aerobics with your arms. It's if you can't find a way, then you have an excuse. So that's all it is.
Right.
You can find.
Okay, and then I did want to ask you another thing. What about the lymph system?
I was just going to cover that.
Oh, okay.
We're on the same page.
So our heart has a pump, so our blood circulates because it pumps. But our lymph system does not have a pump. It operates on gravity and movement. So you want to talk a little bit what that is? The lymph
system's grabbing all that junk in your body, and it wants to flush it. So when you're out there running and moving and sweating, you're pumping your lymphatic system to get these toxins.
Right, it's taking the debris out of your
system.
Taking
all the garbage and then putting it through the GI system, right? And then the GI system excretes it. And you can excrete it through your skin. And
sweating.
And you sweat.
Sweating. Nobody wants to sweat. That's God's detoxification system. Our skin is our largest organ in our body, and that sweating process is detoxification.
Think of it just like you're cleaning your body every time you exercise. When you get the heat going inside, your heart's beating, your blood is flushing, oxygen is being carried throughout the entire body, every organ, cell, and tissue, every joint. People say, my joints hurt. Exercise, move. Think of like a rusty hinge on an old garage door that you don't use. You go out and you try to open it, it's all rusted. You put a little oil on it. What do? You work it. You work it. And then fragments break off. And then you work it. Oil it again. Work it. Next thing you know, it has a nice swing to it. We don't work our body that much. We sit around. We're sitting on a computer. We're getting stuck. Our lymphatic system is just sitting there dormant, saying, I can't detoxify anything because you're not moving. And then we end the day with, we're sick. We pour garbage and beer and alcohol into our body, eat a bowl, some sugar and go to bed. And we wonder, oh my, I don't feel good. So, and it's a shame right now that we are in this crisis that we're in. The people that are dying and the families that being affected by this. But I look and I think this happens every year with the flu season. This happens every year with heart disease. I think it's every 37 seconds somebody dies from heart failure. It's not just a coronavirus crisis. It's a health crisis.
It is a health crisis. And I would encourage you to simply look on the CDC's website for the statistics on the seasonal flu. I want you to see how many people die each year from that. So we need to focus on our health every year, not just when we have a pandemic. A lot of people, thousands of people, tens of thousands of people die in the United States each year from the seasonal flu.
So last thing is chiropractic care. And we've been telling our patients, there was a study done in 1991 by Patricia Brennan, and her research team found out that there was an immediate immune boost. These are your phagocytes. These are your immune cells that are looking to destroy the virus and the bacteria. There was an immediate boost following a chiropractic adjustment. One single adjustment. So I always tell my patients, as soon as you get an adjustment, if we were to test your white blood cell count before and after this, so they tested blood. It wasn't just they looked at it and said, how do you feel? I feel better.
It wasn't a guess.
There was blood work taken, and they saw that there was a boost. So we can't say that chiropractic care will defend against the coronavirus. We can't say chiropractic care will defend against any virus, except for it will create a healthy immune, like Daunette was saying, a terrain inside, an army inside to defend against anything. And when we go through life, that's what I want. I want to raise my game with what can I do nutritionally, exercise, my thought, and I'll never master this. I feel like I'm getting better at it as I go along, but it's always a challenge for us as well. I mean, we live in this world too, but when we look at this and say, okay, if it can do it in this one case, it's possible it could do it in everything.
Right. I was just going to say that cut me off if we're out of time. When my son was fighting leukemia, I wish now that I would have known back then, I would have had him adjusted every week when he was sick. I didn't know. What I needed was for his white blood cells to be stronger. I needed that. And I'm not saying that, you're going to cure cancer because you get your neck adjusted. But I would have given his body all of the tools it needed to fight against what was happening inside of him when he had leukemia.
Yeah. It's like building a house with just a hammer. You can't do it. You need all the tools. Yeah. And when we look at chiropractic care, it's a piece of the puzzle. It's not a boost. It's a development of your immune system. Exercise. You can't just exercise and say that's it. I exercise. I'm healthy. Bull crap. You can't say the same thing about diet. We see people every day in our society that exercise well and die of heart attack. Yes. Eat well. Eat organic. Eat pure. Look healthy on the outside. They drop dead. So it's components to this. You got to start raising your game in every aspect, every area, and that starts to build a strong immune system. And you'll get immediate gain from this. You're not going to go from 0 to 100, but you're going to go from 0 to 3 or 5.
You will feel more energy. You won't be
within
as tired.
Days.
Yeah, you won't be as tired at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Your brain fog will start to dissipate.
So it doesn't take months or years to develop see results. It takes a few days to see results. It takes really a strategy month in and month out, year in and year out to develop a strong immune system.
And to build health. Rather than disease.
And when you do that, it's always an investment. You'll never, ever, ever say it wasn't worth it. My patients, they work hard, they lose 20 pounds, they get in shape, they start walking, they get their knees back, they avoid back surgery, and I say, was it worth it? I mean, they had to pay money. They had to go out of their way. They had to pack their own food. They laughed. They said, is it worth it? I got my life back. But it takes a challenge. You're either going to work at being sick and trying to hide out and just think what we're doing right now with this virus. Can we keep doing this year after year? We have to start building our immune system from inside. So we hope that helps. We have another talk, part 2. We're going to go a little bit more in depth with some nutritional strategies, maybe some supplements and some advanced stuff. Thursday night at 7:15. Any questions, just post, and we'll try to read them. We saw a few things come up. I didn't see a question, though. As they come up, and anything we can do to help, just send us a message. If there's questions you want us to put on the next call, we'll do that, and we'll answer those questions for you. Do you have anything else?
And you're still open.
And we're still open. And we are doing our very best. We are keeping all our state guidelines with our cleanliness and cleaning the table after every patient, washing my hands, cleaning my hands after every patient, cleaning the office, doorknobs, everything before, during, and after the shift as best we can. We're keeping a very clean environment. And when you do get adjusted, you get that boost of your phagocytes, your immune cells. So
right.
we have supplements in our office you can take that boost your immune system. We're in a healthy, happy environment. So we're always encouraging people and keep going, and we're going to beat this, and that's boosts our immune system. So yes, we're open, normal hours on our page, and if you need help, we'd love to help you.
Yeah, we'll see you next time.
See you next time.